Goo Morning Folks, thank you for tuning into this episode of the BradicalRadical Show. I'm your host, Bradley. That John's are back there.
Kind of.
And today, we are beginning our Let's Play of... Hold on, I'm gonna make the game say it. Gotta make the game say it, right? That's what all the, cool kids do.
The 7 Districts of Sin.
Are you sure this isn't a hentai game?
I'm not 100% sure if this is a hentai game or not.
Okay, so this may or may not be going up on YouTube.
No, it's gonna go up regardless. It just might go up heavily censored. If you see a certain mad lad's face covering certain things, you'll know why. But yeah, this is the 7 Districts of Sin. The Tail Makes the Fox. Episode 1, to be exact, because I believe it's a multi-part series.
Yeah.
I believe it's just a visual novel game. I think you're some sort of like a census type person from hell.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what all the story is. Yeah, this is part of the itch.io bundle that I purchased that gave me, like, fucking 1,000 games or some bullshit like that. It looks like it's hentai.
It does look like it's hentai.
It looks like a multiplayer hentai game. Which, of course, I have no idea what those look like. Absolutely not.
Absolutely don't know what hentai is.
Absolutely.
What's hentai?
Years have passed, but still, none have forgotten the 100-Year War, the tragedy that came very close to overthrowing the supreme overlord of hell, Lucifer.
No, is it Lucifer or Satan? It's always unclear.
Unclear? Do I have to click? Do I have to... Okay, yeah, I'm clicking. Wayward demons, who had received nothing but abuse, deceived the ultimate deceiver, waged war on the devil. Is this Supernatural?
Maybe.
The anime? Lucifer squashed that first attack swiftly. It would have been the end of the war, but had not one significant event occurred. The treacherous demons joined sides with the humans, lending the mortals their unholy powers. The battle escalated into a fierce and bloody struggle, causing death to plague both Earth and Hell for decades upon decades. I don't know how to read.
It's okay.
Sorry, I was making sure that OBS also wasn't reading my mic. Because it does that sometimes. Those acts of insubordination dealt a huge blow to the Lord of Hell's patience and pride.
Yeah.
It was simply not enough for them to snuff out the war. Let me actually let me think about it. Increase the desktop audio on my end so that I can edit it easier in post. Those acts of insubordination dealt a huge blow to the Lord of Hell's patience and pride. It was simply not enough for them to snuff out the war. Many had to follow along with it. Disregarding all loyalties, both enemy and ally alike were torn down by the devil's own hand. With the end of the 100-Year War, the structures of hell were broken and in need of reform, and so Lord Lucifer split the underworld into 7 districts, each with its own distinct culture. I thought hell was already supposed to be in 9 circles.
It's fine.
The first district, Castle of Gluttony. The second district, Fuzhong of Lust. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Wait, what is it? What's it?
Fuzhang
Fazong?
of Lust. The third district, Murcielago of Greed.
Do you have to?
The fourth district,
Do they have to?
Phantasma of Pride.
Okay.
The fifth district, Grafstein of Sloth.
Alright.
The sixth district, Kumonoito of Wrath.
Alright.
Finally, the 7th district, Uri of Envy. Order.
Your eye is envy.
Your eye is envious. And as much peace as one could expect in hell was restored by that act. Each district was allowed to live independently from the rest, but was asked to deal with their own problems. And controlled by their own individual governors, they were each tasked with harvesting a particular sin. This new way of life divided the demons, allowing Overlord Lucifer to establish stronger control over them, ensuring that they would never again be betrayed. At least, that's the idea. Recently, there has been unrest within the districts.
Yes.
One in particular has been causing more trouble than they're worth, and the devil is starting to get tired of hearing about it. The pretty music cut off. Give the pretty music back.
What?
I've seen a game or two start like this before.
Like what?
Lucy, as the Overlord is more casually known, squints at the sniveling governor standing before them. So I guess we're going with gender bent Lucifer.
Overlord, are you listening? That forsaken succubus is at it again. She is a thief!
And apparently there's voice acting. What other man is saying is irrelevant right now. Right now, Lucy isn't focused on his complaints. Instead, they are entertaining themselves by creating the illusion of placing him just between their forefinger and thumb. With one forceful pinch, they pretend to crush him. They can already hear the governor's bones snapping and his blood sloshing from his skin like a bursted pimple? Bursted pimple. I don't think that's...
Gross.
Overlord Lucifer, these are serious matters. We must take care of them as quickly as possible.
Why is there a bow above her crotch?
That's a good question.
Am I playing a porn game?
You might be playing a board game.
I'm not stopping. You just happen to be along for the ride as well.
Probably why.
The man stops speaking as Lucy's face brightens with an enlightened realization. Again, what the governor says is irrelevant and isn't impacting the devil's mood or thought process at all. Lucy suddenly realizes with the greatest of delight that their devilishness doesn't have to be imaginary. They can do exactly that, and so easily, in reality without consequence. Their strangely melodic laugh fills the throne room, the hallway in every room from the east to the west wing. Cracks quickly run into the walls, wooden doors splinter, and the windows all rock violently in their frames. It should be noted that the costs incurred every year in collateral damage just from the Overlord's moods should never be mentioned or thought of. This year alone, 80 people in the finance department have been executed for mentioning it. Alright?
A bug. You're like a tiny little bug.
Lucifer continues to snicker, the demonic laughter dying to just a slither of a smile.
My mistress...
Mistress.
Mars?
Supreme Overlord shakes their head slowly, a warning glint shimmering in their regal eyes. It seems playful at first, but slowly begins to bore holes into the demon's skull. The governor gulps loudly, afraid to open his mouth and utter the wrong thing again. The tap of Lucy's fingers against the arm of the throne represents a countdown of the seconds of patience they have left.
Lady, Lord, Sir?
Okay. This game makes me want to question what Lucifer's pronouns are.
Lady.
Yeah, do they
Lord,
use they? Or...
Sir?
While the person talking to them is stumbling their way through different pronouns awkwardly.
Insubordination!
Lucy's foot slams down, causing a quake to ripple through the entire building. The Human Resource Department below is shattered in rubble, but they continue to work through the natural disaster that is their overlord.
You, the 4th governor of the 3rd district, come here before me and do grovel appropriately.
A long finger points towards the governor. Anger burns bright in Lucy's eyes, igniting a flicker fire in palm of their hand. Flickering fire in palm of their hand. I think you missed the line there. Also, just to be clear, any jokes I make about this game are not to be taken as, like, legit criticism towards the creator or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just me being stupid. Also, currently questioning why we decided to go into the chibi world for this moment.
I wonder what
It's anime,
happened
it's
to
fine.
the first 3 governors of your district.
The Lord of Hell's voice cracks with demented joy as the fire grows and engulfs their whole hand.
I apologize. I humbly beg your forgiveness, O great ruler.
The flame of the Overlord's anger extinguishes as suddenly as it had appeared. Sitting back down on the throne, Lucy's voice becomes insipidly sweet.
Apology accepted. Now, back to what you are here for. I think you should. The only clear course of action is... What did you come here for?
Lucy vaguely remembers that whatever the governor is complaining about is boring and troublesome. They really don't want to listen to the man repeat himself. However, not knowing is also very irritating to the Overlord, and by asking, they'll be irritated, but not ignorant.
About the Kumino Ito district. They've
Kumino
been
Ito is
practically
apparently how
caught
it's
red-handed,
pronounced.
trifling in my district's affairs.
Practically caught is not the same as being caught, though, is it?
Lucy now remembers why they had gotten bored and started to imagine the governor as a bug.
That's correct, but I know the 6th district is up to something.
Apparently.
I can just smell the greed on that succubus. And she's taunting me because she knows that I know, and she...
I don't like that we're talking about succubus, and I've already made parallels to hentai games.
What a whiny creature.
Parallels.
It either bodes well or poorly, depending on your opinion.
Alright.
For me, it bodes well.
Bradley,
Blah,
no.
blah, 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 my souls. Blah, 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 the outrage. Why haven't I killed them already?
Once more bored of the governor, Lucy's mind begins to wander. Then, finally, something the man says gets through to the ruler's idle
What
mind.
will you do about her transgressions?
What will I do? Do you truly think that was an appropriate thing to ask me? And I'd advise you to think quickly on that.
The governor babbles, caught between apologizing and continuing his whiny rants about the 6th district.
I am begging you, O Great One, to not misunderstand, but something still has to be done about the 6th district.
Misunderstand? Insubordination!
Lucy screams and a ring of fire surrounds the governor.
Die!
The man is swallowed by the flames, leaving a charged pentagram on the ground and a pile of ash in its wake. Lucy slouches against their throne, pinching the space between their brows.
I know you're there, Fox.
Fox? Star Fox? From behind the curtains, a twin-tailed fox emerges with her body already bowed before her lord.
You! What's your name, Fox?
My name's... Oh god, this is me. What is our name?
We're the fox?
Yes.
A twin-tailed fox?
Yes.
Tails?
Miles.
Miles? Edgeworth.
And the initial for that is... Ooh. Oh, I can't do ooh. No, it's only gonna let me do one letter.
Okay.
Though it isn't right to expect someone like Lucifer to remember someone as insignificant as Miles, the fox has dedicated herself to the ruler. It is honestly too much to expect Lucifer to remember her name. Isn't honestly too much. I am Miles, loyal subject of hell and ward of the state. To you, I am devoted, and only to you do I bow.
Yes, right. What did you hear, Fox?
After having gone through the trouble of introducing herself, the girl is simply back to Fox again. Any normal person would know when to quit, but Miles is a pro psychophant and knows no shame. Let's Supreme Ruler, you who shroud this lower Huh?
A pro what now?
Sycophant?
Alright.
I think that's how that's pronounced. You who shroud this lower region in your constant disapproval and wrath, our most illustrious keeper of what is wrong with all the cosmos, a leader like no...
Enough! If you're going to worm your way further up my anus, I would ask that you make it quick and not so painfully obvious.
Yes, Supreme Ruler of the Netherworld, Lucifer.
Answer my question now, Fox!
Miles yips to a stand, and the fur on her tails bristles under the sun and blaze of Lucy's gaze. He came to seek your guidance on the continued issue of the 6th District. I believe its governess has been suspected of...
Yes, the 6th District Kumalites. What a pain they've been lately. It's like stepping on Lego, listening to their complaints.
You shouldn't have to concern yourself with them, my lord. You are far above their lowly minds.
Exactly!
Nailed it.
Why does nobody understand how painful it is caring about such trivial issues?
Lucy groans loudly, the vibrations of their lordly voice knocking vases off their perches. I think I understand, and I am only too happy to...
Yes, I know how far you go to. Perhaps there is some hole you can go crawl into?
Excuse me?
I meant help. Some hole you can help out in. If these complaints are ever going to stop, I need to send my very best worker to fix the problem.
Me? Of course not her. Lucy doesn't have any workers that aren't simply disposable tools, but they do have ones that they can't seem to easily get rid of. Fortunately, Miles is number 1 on that
Of
list.
course you,
Miles. Delight runs through the girl, and her tail flips around with anticipation as she hangs on to every word with the kind of dog-like devotion your parents or guardians warn you about. Sadly, Miles would jump off a cliff if Lucy told her to. All she needs is a nice high cliff, and for the Overlord to say jump for her to prove it.
Yes, that.
The most evil one said my name. Yes. Oh, say it again, please. Oh, good lord.
What's up?
Oh no! Her tail flicks back and forth joyfully. She rocks on her feet, waiting for Lucy to say her name again.
Oh no.
Oh no! Miles waits as the task is explained to her, but all she wants is to hear her name, so not a single word actually gets through to her.
Girl,
My lord said my name again.
You listening? Respond
Oh,
when I
no.
speak to you, Fox.
Big ooh energy's happening. No, not Fox again. I was so close. Yes, my humblest
You want to
apologies.
go to that little hellhole of a district and report back anything you find there.
As you command. Is what she says, but inside, Miles is crying at the thought of leaving.
Return when you found something interesting. And Fox, absolute discretion is key.
As you command. Lucy waves her devilish hand and sends Miles away with a teleportation incantation. And so begins the story of the Hell Government's most trusted worker, employee number 553780008. Boob. Miles, the great two-tailed gummy hoe?
Don't like that.
That solved both of my problems. Now, where's my Lego? I feel like forcing someone to river dance on it.
Lucifer, age, question mark. Occupation, Lord of Hell. As the Lord of Hell, Lucy is constantly busy. Oh, okay, bye-bye. In life, some are born into positions that completely contradict their character. These poor souls spend their lives fighting their way through all expectations and challenges such a birth will certainly bring them. Gaki is one of those poor, pitiful souls. If you ask him, Gaki will insist he was born in exactly the right place at the right time. As the last child of a prosperous family, bad times never touched him. Not even the great 100-Year War could tarnish the young man's bright future. It's just his luck. So, when a black vortex appears in his path, Gaki doesn't expect that. For once, he's in the completely wrong place at the worst of times. The great winds of the vortex sweep him up and throw him into the courtyard of the 6th District. It's a beautiful place, but it always has the suggestive smell of corruption, like perfume being spilled in a sweaty sauna. But this shouldn't stop one from approaching the beauty of Kumanoitos? Curiously Westernized architecture and well-kept gardens. Look, they pronounce it, I'm not gonna get it right. After all, it's only a metaphorical smell, so the actual air around the palace has a crisp freshness and perfume like allure to it. The literal smell, of course, is all that Miles takes in as she soaks in her first impression of the palace. Isn't this the District of Lust?
Why not?
Am I sure this isn't hentai? Any metaphorical smells or disturbing gut feelings fail to deter our spunky auditor. That's right, she's an auditor.
Excuse?
Yeah. You ever been audited by hell? Alright, let's get started. Although, they very well should. I want to have all to prove to the most viciously evil one that I can do this. To Rio?
Viciously evil.
I just can't think about all the things that could go wrong. But that's exactly what the girl starts to think about as she looks up at the grand building towering before her. I can't think. If she does think, she'll realize that she's completely out of her depth. The problem is, Kumanoitos span years, and one twin-tailed fox can't make a lick of a difference. If the fox is lucky, the tiny voice in her head will scream loud enough for her to hear. Miles, don't. Don't go inside. What's the little voice that's telling you to? Turn back right now, and rethink your life choices. You don't want to sell me death sticks. Yes. Yes?
You don't want to sell me that stick?
I don't. I won't. I can't. Exactly. Let this stop me. Of course I can do this. The most precious one doesn't put their trust into just anyone. Dobby? This is true. Lucifer is very particular about who they entrust important tasks with. Sadly, however, this assignment was unplanned, and Miles just happened to be there at the same time in a rows. Only I can do this. Miles jumps around, pinching the air, trying to pump herself up. Punching the air. Sadly, she succeeds. Yeah, I can do this. The girl is very happy to be here, for all the wrong reasons. And Gaki, the young fox that was blown here by the vortex, is all too happy to see her, for reasons. Oh no.
Well, hello, little girl.
Oh no. Fall hurt Gaki's head, though. Though let's not blame that for what is about to happen. Gaki was probably dropped on his head a number of times before this. This is the only minor injury in comparison, and it's all worth it in the pursuit of a warm bosom to call his temporary home. Oh no!
Aren't you a delicious new treat?
Oh no!
Bradley?
Miles, however, completely lost in her own thoughts, fails to notice that she isn't alone. But I'm not just anyone. I am the chosen one, the great and awesome Miles of Eep. She yips, jumping back suddenly because of the lecherous presence behind her. Gaki glares at her, lurking close enough to run his nose along her shoulder and gain her scent. Yawns her.
Yeah.
It's not hard memorizing her peculiar smell. Now there won't be a place in hell where she can hide from him.
That's your name, huh?
Oh,
You don't smell like
no.
a demon.
Miles shoves him away and holds up a hand, writing an incantation just in case things get messy.
How messy we talking here?
Who are you? Finally getting a good look at the boy, Miles almost lets her hand drop. He's cuter than she expects. Usually the real creeps have 2 heads and horns, which is decidedly very easy to come by in hell. But this young man, a kitsune, doesn't look very creepy at all. He has a charming smile and blue eyes so deep that you just want to drown in them.
Kitsune?
Yes. Burning his face off would be such a waste. Sacrifices must be made. Tell me now, who are you and what do you know of my mission?
Mission?
Yes, my mission. Now tell me, what do you here?
Nothing as enchanting as your name, I'm sure.
Artwork?
Huh?
Do they not have an artwork for that character, or is that him you're looking at?
That's him I'm looking at.
Oh, okay.
Your name, now. Foxboy bows low, raising only his head to look at her. In his politeness, he comes eye height with her chest, a perversion only shielded by the gentlemanly air of his actions. This guy's making me uncomfortable.
You may call me Gaki for now, but we can discuss something more intimate later.
Later? Did you say good?
Yeah, why?
Later, are you the governor of this ward? I didn't hear anything about a change of leadership. Miles lowers her hand quickly, afraid that she's made some mortal error, but Gaki rises to a stand with a scornful laugh.
Not in this or any other lifetime. I prefer life and love to be simple and pleasurable. I wonder which of those you could contribute to.
If you're not the governor, then I have no business talking to you. The man stretches out his arm and blocks her
Are
path.
you absolutely certain I can't help you with your needs?
I don't like how he said that.
Oh, he said what?
Let him down gently, tell it to him straight. He wants to help me with my needs.
Okay.
No, I'm playing a female fox.
Oh, okay. I mean, it can still be a little gay.
It can be a little gay still. Tell it to him straight. My needs are not your concern.
I'd like to make them my concern. Very, very much.
I don't like that he said that. Okay, then my biggest, deepest need right now is for a certain little pest to back off and let me do my
I'll
job.
let him know that when I see him.
Don't you dare pretend that you don't know what I'm saying, you rabies-ridden pincushion.
In the meantime, perhaps there is something.
Oh no. It's you. You're the pest, and right now you're the only thing standing between me and that door,
If you
so...
want to leave, you can just walk around me. But you clearly don't, so... Hey!
Miles walks around him, wondering why she never thought of that herself. She really gave the fox boy too much credit, thinking he would put up a fight. He isn't even. Stop following me.
And who said I was following you? I'm a counselor of this ward, so it's my job to report in here whenever I feel like it.
Miles walks faster, trying to stay as far ahead of him as possible. Gaki walks faster, trying to match her strides. They both walk faster and faster until they start running aimlessly around the courtyard. Miles starts to double back towards the entrance just to prove that Gaki's following her. You are following me.
I thought you wanted to play tag.
Why would I want to do that? They both run around the courtyard, trying desperately to outrun the other, but only managing to exhaust themselves. Time out. Miles announces, holding her hand to her chest while stopping to catch her breath.
So, I really do make you breathless, hey.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just a hopeless romantic. If you run, I'll always give chase.
Then let's call it a truce. I won't run and you won't follow.
How about you don't run and I follow?
How about you drop dead?
We're in hell. Everyone is technically dead already.
Fine, just stay out of my way and don't talk. I'm here on serious business. Gaki zips his mouth shut and throws away the key, which shows just how good his miming skills are. Now, since you're a counselor of this ward, where's the main entrance? You got me all lost, and I must announce myself to the governor. Gaki points to a large door behind Miles. It's pretty hard to miss, so it's a wonder that she didn't see it. Large doors usually lead to pretty important places. And it's a very large door.
Okay.
That entrance?
If you insist.
Yes.
See? You'd be lost without me. In more ways than one.
I thought I said no talking. The girl knows how others often see her. Sadly, they aren't always completely wrong. But completing this task means she can finally show everyone just how many tails and brain cells she actually has. Determined to waste no time, Miles walks away in a huff, leaving Gaki behind to muse on one small fact the girl has failed to hide.
Blushing? So she likes being humiliated, huh?
Yeah,
What
cicadas
an
out
adorable
there.
masochist.
It's fine.
Extra noisy.
Gaki's tail wags happily as he follows behind Miles, walking into the entrance of Kumanoito's palace. Having grown up within the main Hell government, Miles is used to a certain level of grandeur, but even she isn't prepared for the ornate interior of Kumanoito Palace. Is this real? Fox Girl's pigtails whip around as she looks from one amazing sight to the next. Most of all, she's fascinated by the strange floor. The floor is made of crystal. Wow, it's so beautiful. You can see your reflection so clearly.
Among other things.
There are certain perks to having mirror floors that Miles clearly hasn't realized yet. If she did, she would notice that Gaki's luxurious eyes have stopped examining her and have started examining the floor instead.
The beautifully oblivious, cream-colored, panty-wearing empress of my wettest dreams. As clueless as the day she was born, I am bewitched by her empty-headed wonder.
Continue?
Yansu,
Yes.
can I make Rio play this?
Why?
Because I just heard the words, the beautifully oblivious, cream-colored, panty-wearing empress of my wettest dreams.
You can't make Rio play this.
I would very much like so.
I won't let you. He won't let you. Go on.
And because I enjoy pain, I'm going to end this episode for now.
Go for now? Alright.
And we'll most likely continue to play this train wreck. Oh, good lord, this is gonna be an experience. One that I'm sure a certain insane pigeon will enjoy.
Insane pageants.
Which, really, you're gonna be my sole motivation for continuing to play this.
Right?
But for now,
We gotta find a trap for him to obsess over.
I cursed all of you by making you watch this.
It's fine.
And as always, good night and joy be with you all.
Woo!
1. You just squish your head. 2.
No, my headpiece.
God, lift this hand to show your face. Squish!
Oh.